LeBron James is arguably the greatest basketball player to ever live. He's seen the highest of highs in his career, and this includes his amazing sneaker line. In this video, we will take a look at the greatest sneaker moments of LeBron's epic career. In 2003, the Cleveland Cavaliers drafted LeBron James. The hype for this young player was on another level, yet he was set up to fail. Being picked to lead a losing franchise, there was a lot of pressure for him to succeed and a lot of doubt around the league on whether he could do it. 20 seasons later, despite all the hate thrown at him, he's still as dominant as ever. The GOAT discussion comes up each time he'd bag himself another accolade. Over the last 2 decades, he's blown basketball fans away with his athleticism, longevity, and dedication to the game of basketball. Oh, that and the consistently strong releases of a signature sneaker each year. Before we get into his sneakers, I want to point out that it was at the young age of 18 that LeBron signed a 7-year deal with Nike worth $90 million. And before you can even begin to wrap your head around signing for that sort of money at that age, let's not forget that in 2015, he signed a lifetime deal with Nike worth an estimated, wait for it, $1 billion. Yeah, Nike signed him for $1 billion. What King James has achieved while wearing his sneakers over the last 2 decades is impressive. He's won multiple NBA championships, MVP trophies, All-Star nominations, Rookie of the Year, and the all-time NBA scoring record. As of today, LeBron James has scored 41,396 points. Insane. As a massive fan and dedicated viewer of the NBA, it makes me sad to know that LeBron's career is probably coming to an end soon. He said it himself that he doesn't have much time left. Despite this, he's still putting up insane stats at 40 years old. It's looking like this generation's GOAT will retire soon, and I dread the day. It's gonna be sad, you know what I mean? But with that in mind, I wanted to make a proper video talking about some of his greatest sneaker moments. Let's start with the Nike Air Zoom generation, also known as the LeBron ones. LeBron wore his first signature sneaker in his first ever NBA game on October 29th, 2003 at the age of 18. Not many players in the game today can claim that. I think it's only LeBron, AI, and Shaq who have had a big enough influence pre-NBA to join the league, you know, with their own signature shoe on feet already, game 1. The sneaker was dubbed the Nike Air Zoom generation and was designed by Nike's top designers including Tinker Hatfield, Aaron Cooper, and Eric Avar. LeBron's beloved H2 Hummer inspired the design. You know, back in the day, the Hummer was a big status symbol, you know, back in 03, and I could see why an 18-year-old LeBron was in love with this, because he had this like chromed out Hummer that he loved back then. Considering the high level of play that Bron came into the league with, they were still a pretty sleek and futuristic looking sneaker for that era. The colorways obviously reflected the Cavs with a mix of white, black, and red, and they looked sharp and could handle everything a young LeBron could throw at them. The silhouette featured Nike's then state-of-the-art cushioning system, Zoom Air. They weren't a massive hit when they dropped, but it's undoubtedly a grail for many LeBron collectors and a pair that they'd die to get their hands on, and I don't blame them. It's a great sneaker with a ton of nostalgia tied to it, you know what I mean? 2003, the early 2000s vibe, LeBron, Hummers, and PS2s. I mean, life was just better back then, right? We're getting old, man. Let's talk about his next shoe, the Nike Zoom LeBron 2. This shoe is an absolute personal favorite of mine. He had just joined the US Olympic basketball team and he was ready to show the world what he could do in these. And Nike made sure to deck out LeBron in a special Olympic colorway of the silhouette. He was one of the youngest members on the team at just 19 years old. And being a rook, he didn't really get a chance to show his true worth in the limited playing time that he got. And, you know, coincidentally, that year, unfortunately, they would only go on to take home bronze. They should have played LeBron. The marketing for the shoe was pretty cool. They had this commercial where LeBron enters this chamber of fear and he takes on all like hype, temptation, haters, complacency, self-doubt. It's like this semi-real, semi-anime 90-second ad, which is unforgettable. You gotta check it out. LeBron is a sneakerhead himself and he often wears shoes that aren't part of his signature line. So I guess at this point, I wanna mention some of the non-LeBron sneakers that he rocks, some of which are fire. Although still mainly Nike, he does change up his sneaker game when it comes to his tunnel fits. He's known for rocking the latest and most hyped shoes from Nike's catalog, like the Atmos Air Max 1 and all the off-white stuff that was dropping back then. The tunnel fits are endless for this guy. I wanna make a note that LeBron has said his favorite sneaker of all time is the Air Max 95. Nike recently dropped a Lakers colorway of the Air Max 95, which pays homage to LeBron's love for the shoe. It's pretty dope if you ask me, even though I'm not a Lakers fan. Let's go Clips. But the tunnel fit to end all tunnel fits was Bron's Tiffany Air Force One outfit. With a collab of that magnitude, who else but LeBron could pull it off like that? And he didn't even go halfway with the fit either. Pairing the sneakers with a Tiffany & Co. Nike varsity jacket and a Tiffany blue Patek Philippe Nautilus. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's a watch that is super expensive. When he had it, it was valued around $55,000, but it's since sold at auction for over $6 million. Crazy, $6 million. Speaking of sixes, let's talk about LeBron's sixth signature shoe. The LeBron 6 came out in 2008, LeBron's first MVP year. The sneaker featured a full zoom air unit in the sole and was heavily marketed by Nike. Part of this marketing plan was the drop of the LeBron 6 Chalk, which was a colorway that paid tribute to Bron's iconic pre-game chalk toss ritual, where he throws the chalk for his hands in the air. Super iconic. The sneaker features specks of white on the outsole and chalk patterns on the heel. It's a dope colorway. I think it's pretty cool because that's like one of LeBron's main things. He throws it's kind of messed up though. It kind of gets like on the broadcaster's booth or whatever. Anyways, it's LeBron. He also wore a triple white version of the sneaker when he took his official photos for his 2008 MVP award. He was standing next to David Stern in the photo and he's rocking these all white LeBron 6s. But for me though, the most iconic LeBron 6 is the Stewie Griffins. It's one of the more playful designs in LeBron James' signature line. It's inspired by Stewie from Family Guy. It has these cartoon-like colors and patterns that really pop. Unfortunately for us though, the shoe never got a proper drop. It was just a PE for him to enjoy and show his love for Family Guy. But further down the LeBron sneaker line in 2019, Nike did release a LeBron 18 in the Stewie Griffin colorway, but it just didn't hit the same. This wasn't the last time King James would rock a pair of his own sneakers inspired by a TV show. Enter the LeBron 8 Entourage. This blue pair of 8s is a direct tribute to LeBron James' love for the hit TV series Entourage, which followed the rise of a fictional Hollywood star named Vincent Chase and his tight-knit circle of friends. The show's storyline is centered around success and loyalty, and I guess it resonated deeply with LeBron, who even reached out to the creator of the show in hopes of making an appearance in the season 6 finale. That's super funny to me. I don't know why. Though the sneaker doesn't feature any direct references to the show, its bold blue color scheme draws inspiration from a promotional image used for both marketing and the official Entourage book cover. At the time of the shoe's release, Entourage had a major influence on sneaker culture because there was a character named Turtle on the show who was played by Jerry Ferrara. He was known for his obsession with rare sneakers in the show, so it made sense. The show was massive back in the day, so you better believe there was hype for these when he debuted them. Okay, let's stay on the 8 for a minute. Perhaps LeBron's most famous sneaker ever in the fans of people who collect sneakers, the Nike LeBron 8 South Beaches. Back when the term league-breaking news actually meant league-breaking, it was announced that LeBron James was leaving the Cleveland Cavaliers to play on a super team along Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami. Not only did it shock the basketball world with the news, he also shocked the sneaker game when he dropped the South Beaches. The colorway for this shoe is like electric. It has these like saturated and pink and teal colors on it. It was inspired by the Art Deco architecture and tropical palette of South Beach, and they reflected the excitement and energy of LeBron's move to the Miami Heat. Not only did they look incredible, they also featured a full 360 visible air bubble in the sole, and Nike did the same with the LeBron 7, 9, and 10. Speaking of 7s, another greatest hit on LeBron's album of sneakers is the Media Day 7s, which oddly enough didn't debut until 2019 when he joined the Los Angeles Lakers. They got that Lakers purple and gold treatment, and the colorway was a perfect statement for LeBron's fresh start with his new team. They later got a general release and since have become an essential in any LeBron collection. The Media Day 7s, I mean, who doesn't want a pair of these? They're beautiful. Okay, let's flash back to 2006 when the LeBron 4 came out. The Cavs were on fire. The 06-07 season was LeBron's first finals appearance, and throughout the historic run, he gifted the world some of the dopest colorways of the LeBron 4. The sneaker featured a foam-posite upper and a full-length zoom air unit in the sole. Two of the silhouette's most memorable colorways in my mind are the Graffiti and the Fruity Pebbles. The Fruity Pebbles sneaker is one of LeBron's most iconic sneakers. The multicolor outsole is beautiful to look at. Obviously, the speckles of color all throughout the shoe, which pay homage to LeBron's favorite cereal, Fruity Pebbles, is what makes this sneaker a cult classic. They've done up the LeBron 19s in this theme and even released a Nike Dunk inspired by the collab. For me, the dopest drop surrounding the Fruity Pebble 4s is the retro that Kith did. Look at this packaging, man. It literally comes in an oversized Fruity Pebbles box with all kinds of goodies. It's a classic for sure. LeBron recently played in his 20th All-Star game. Yeah, another NBA record. He hit the floor in an unreleased pair of his signature line, as he's prone to do on big occasions, except this time, it wasn't just any old unreleased colorway, but one unmistakable in its inspiration, and one of my personal favorites in the long history of his sneakers. These black and white LeBron 21 player exclusives look like he'd come straight off the football field and onto a basketball court with them. The sneakers pay tribute to one of his childhood idols, Deion Sanders, and from a distance, they could easily be mistaken for a pair of Nike Air Diamond Turf Max 96s. But upon a closer look, you'll see that they're a more sleek and toned down version in the form of a LeBron 21. I think they're brilliant, and I want a pair so bad. Having earned all-star honors for his football team back in Ohio during his high school days, he knows a thing or two about football cleats. LeBron's all-star moment came at the right time, as it also doubled as a nice little promo for the release of the actual Diamond Turf Retros. Alright, we couldn't go through LeBron's sneaker moments without mentioning the LeBron Nike 10 corks. They were inspired by Bron's first NBA title with the Miami Heat back in 2012. Instead of the hyperfused material for the upper, this pair had a cork upper to represent the popping of corks after a championship win. Underfoot, they come with the full-length Zoom Air unit, and on the insole, it says champion, and there's no doubting that. Nike made a super limited edition version of the sneakers that came with the gold box, and the only way to get one of the 21 pairs on launch day was at the Nike Lab 21 Mercers event in New York City, where they gifted 21 gold mirrored boxes to customers with the winning golden ticket inside their shoebox. The LeBron corks are super famous. If you ask any sneakerhead who looks back on that era of bronze, I would say the corks are definitely high up there on one of his top sneaker moments for sure. One of LeBron James's major milestones was when he crossed the 30,000 point threshold. It wasn't the scoring record just yet, but it was a big deal. Nike made sure to make it a big deal too with the partnership with the one and only shoe surgeon, a famous shoe customizer who always works with high-end clients like celebrities and NBA players, although Nike sued him recently. Anyways, he was tapped for a big project this time, and boy did he deliver. He took the Nike LeBron 15 to the next level by adding crocodile skin to the upper and a lavish layer of 24 karat gold, with even more gold-plated accents on the heel clip and lace tips. Estimated to cost over $100,000 to make, the pair also came with a custom 18 karat Franco chain and a pendant designed to replicate LeBron's iconic lion head logo. He never wore them on the court, but that's probably because they cost $100,000. I mean, it's a pretty penny. And I'm willing to bet that, they're keeping it in a museum somewhere or something. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of pretty penny, LeBron probably got paid fat for that Space Jam sequel. So Nike had to do something special for the film. Whether or not you were a fan of the movie, you can't help but admire the wacky colorway they did on the LeBron 19. It perfectly encapsulates the vibrant colors and futuristic nature of Space Jam 2. And the silhouette as a whole itself is super, futuristic looking, which is kind of a throwback to LeBron's signature line in the early 2000s. All right, let's talk about the LeBron 20, which even though it was only released a couple of years ago, is already an iconic silhouette. I know the word iconic gets thrown around too much, but let's talk about one of the most iconic photos in basketball history. LeBron James shooting a fadeaway, wearing an unreleased Nike LeBron 20 in a bright pink colorway with a silver swoosh. This was the first time we saw a LeBron sneaker that was low cut. And he tends to write handwritten messages on his shoes like a lot of NBA players, but for this one, he wrote something that was super dope. He wrote, "The kid from Akron." And in this photo, the kid from Akron was breaking the NBA's all-time scoring record, as if he didn't have enough NBA accolades to his name already. But it was well-deserved, and he set the tone when he was the youngest player to reach the 10,000 point threshold, 20,000, 30,000, and yeah, he surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 38,388 points after he made that bucket. And right in this moment, as he would reach the pinnacle that is the top of the NBA all-time scoring list, the perfect photo was captured. As LeBron took his fadeaway jumper, everyone is seen filming on their phones. Everyone except Nike founder Phil Knight sat there among thousands of people and next to LeBron's sons, no phone in hand, just soaking it all in, living in the moment, watching someone he'd signed to a lifetime deal just 8 years earlier become the greatest point scorer of all time in the NBA. What a partnership, and what a photo, man. I'm a photographer. I love this photo. It's an amazing achievement, but yeah, this next achievement takes the cake. As many of you know, LeBron James recently teamed up with his own son, Bronny James, on the Lakers. This is probably something that we'll never see in our lifetime again in the NBA. It's no doubt a very special occasion. And what do sneakerheads like LeBron do on special occasions? We break out that pair of sneakers that we've had on ice for years because we've just been waiting for a special occasion. Well, for him, it finally came, for real. He was playing with his son on an NBA court on the same team. It's insane. The first sight of the father-son duo was of course on Media Day, where LeBron brought out a new colorway of the Nike LeBron 3 PE in a Minneapolis Lakers colorway of blue and yellow. Bronny is also sporting some LeBron's, the Zoom LeBron Next Gen in a purple Lakers colorway. As for the actual on-court moment of them on the floor together for the very first time, LeBron teased his latest sneaker model, the LeBron 22, in a Monopoly-inspired colorway. Bronny also had on some fire. He wore a cosmic-looking player exclusive of the Next Gens. I don't care what you say about modern basketball shoes not being the same as it once was, that they're ugly, or what you think about LeBron James. Both of these sneakers are important to his legacy, and as a fan of basketball and sneakers, I believe they're both iconic moments in culture. Dude stayed in the league long enough to play with his son on the same team, and he's still putting up insane stats. I mean, he's an absolute legend with a legendary shoe line. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Please do not forget to subscribe before you exit out this video. Otherwise, stick around for another one. I'll see you in the other video. Peace.